What is going on? I'm ZMOT coming to you live from the in-laws RV. Awkward times this summer. I don't know if you guys have ever got there, but where you have so much vacation, but it's with all other people and you're not really in control. And I wanted to get back to work. I want to be at work. I want to be hanging out with you guys. It's a strange, strange feeling. And then you're trying to tell your coworkers how much you want to get back to work. And look at this. We are defending like absolute crazy sauce. I'm not sure if that was a Chinese player who recognized the name or they just weren't terribly good. Anyways, the reason why I'm coming to you is I just got a pop-up that said another top player is looking for a match. And I realized that I am actually somehow in the global top 500. Now, I have not been playing a lot. If you check out my base, only 274 attacks. And if you check out people that are around me, let's look at General Electric, for example, 670 attacks. So I'm not sure if it's just fluke or luck, or maybe I'm just amazingly skilled, but I feel like not playing a heck of a lot has gotten me fairly decently. Lost to JJJYYZ yesterday. Big shout out to him. Also, we're on the same number of attacks. He was my boss battle for 22, I do believe. But anyways, we're sitting at 22, sitting on the Canadian leaderboard, top 10. Zen Buddha, shout out to them as well. Using this base, and a couple of you yesterday said, well, whose base is it? And I can say I don't have any idea. But if you'd like to take a screenshot, that is the base right there. If you'd like to copy it, please, by all means, do copy it. I'm going to show you some replays. This attack right here, this base where I'm about to show you is the alternative. This is the base or versions of this base that other people are using. The whole front load mess. This base is the one that gives me the most trouble. So maybe you want to screenshot that one. I don't think this is a good version of it. But I'll show you some replays here as well. So warships, we are cruising along. Lot of 7 engine rooms with lots of defenses are the issue at the moment. A lot of people with that Doom cannon. So that is where I am headed next. I'm going to ignore the artillery. Going to ignore that hot pot boom surprise and extra GBE and Scorchers and just head to 7 engine rooms and hopefully not park. I park way too often, way too many times. So we shall see how far we can get. I'm really enjoying using Seekers at the 7 engine room level with that extra gunboat energy on my other account, but it's sitting down at like 17 because I don't have rocket launchers or shock launchers or anything fun like that. So here's some replays. I'm not going to show any live attacks at the moment, but as you can see, we are cruising along. People, this guy, poor person, they disconnected. Otherwise, terrible time, decent, not great time. Like 1 minute, 8 seconds, not great. That draw right there at 145 was so clutch, giving me the opportunity to get to 22. Let's show some replays. We'll go from here upwards. What I have been doing, this is a 7 engine room base. As you can see, this is where things start to get interesting. 7 engine rooms, though, are you just kind of go up the middle. You just drop your troops and let them head up the middle. Somehow Kavan got shot in the face like Kavan likes to do. And then as soon as this engine room right here goes down, we're going to sneak 3 boats of Seekers up that right side. And every single person who goes to 7 engine rooms has Seekers. So I'm guessing my opponent fizzled. And then we're going to use our flares to get over to that left-hand side. And then still having some Seekers to get that right-hand side of the left-hand side engine rooms. Boom, shakalaka, decent time. Seekers, always a good time. Let's see how my opponent fizzled. I'm assuming they went all Seekers. Getting rid, there we go. Coming in with the Seekers, and then Bullet and some taunts, and then sending some Seekers up that left-hand side. Not entirely sure how we got them to fizzle, but somehow, oh, they flared out. Nope. I guess they just didn't have enough Seekers left over towards the end. That flare point for Bullet, not ideal. Whew, a little bit lucky there. Moving up, 1 minute 19. This is my standard attack. This base a little bit different than most. They usually have a shock launcher on that far left-hand wall, but just trying to not get hit by 2 mortar shots and then just getting Kavan to do all sorts of work. And then sneaking that final heavy choppa along that left-hand side and just clearing. Like, there's not a lot of magic here. There's just a lot of real estate to keep an eye on. A lot of boom. See that? I just lost that front, all of my front bombardiers. But thankfully, that Heavy Choppa is still doing a little teeny tiny bit of damage and just grinding. Like, look at this. Just barely enough heavies to get that finally down. And then we've got a decent split and not great. I mean, there's nothing fancy about that attack. There's nothing great about that attack. But the base held up and people are still struggling against this base. So we will take that win. Again, same sort of, I think maybe I just showed that one. Actually, we'll skip out of that one. Sorry, brain not fully firing at the moment. 145 though, that is a great time. And it's kind of sad that that's a great time. But this person's base, they don't have that rocket launcher in that back left corner, so it was just full frontal. And again, trying not to lose too many bombardiers at the outset. Critters to clear mines, and then look at this rocket launcher. It's just completely and utterly useless, doing no good for them, just getting pummeled. So don't copy this person's base. The fact that it was just full on. Now here's what I like to do here. I think I managed, there we go, getting that flare to that right-hand side. And what that does is that gives you a decent split, and that's why you'll see people have all of their buildings hidden underneath that sky shield. Because if you can flare across, and by flaring a building, as soon as that building's gone, that flare expires. So you end up only using like a quarter of the flare, and then you end up getting your troops to split. So if there's anything to take away from this video, it's that diagonal flare to get your troops split across those two back engine rooms. And you'll notice that they can flare my flamethrower there, but I'm not seeing a heck of a lot of people do that. So same sort of idea. This base, now I don't have the solution for this base. If you've got bullet, you've got shock knuckles. What I've been doing is clearing some of this front stuff and then flaring back into here and then dropping some more stuff. On this one, I did it a little bit differently. I dropped a couple boats. I think I dropped 5 boats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boats. And then just hung out here for a little bit using some well-placed shocks and some critters and just trying to clear as many mines as we possibly can. And then just hanging out and leaving the last 2 boats not dropped. I've seen some people who are like dropping Kavan late and using second wind late, but I just haven't had a heck of a lot of luck with the late Kavan drop. And having Kavan keeping my troops alive has gone a lot better for me. If you're using that late Kavan drop, do let me know. You see here, my Heavy Choppa did not quite go where I was hoping it to, but my last 3 boats of bombardiers did, walking up that right-hand wall, and then just having our shock ready, and the rest of our stuff back here just on autopilot as we're trying to get our last couple boats. We get that back right engine room. And I have not been clearing engine rooms using critters. I've had a couple players who have done that, but otherwise just not really having a lot of success with using critters to clear bases. Now, this is the fastest time I've had against me in a while, so I figured I'd show you that as well. Showing you the enemy replay, and I really liked this, but they've got bullet, and I don't have bullet, so I don't really have that option. Taunt, keeping all of those dudes alive, getting the barrage on that far left flamethrower. I probably shouldn't be showing you this, because then you can beat my base, but I have no illusions of being able to stay at 22 for the next little bit. I'm just going to try and keep collecting in diamond, get to 7 engine rooms as fast as I can, and then hopefully not park. We'll see how long I can go without parking. Look at this, just brilliant flares. Using those flares, that shock launcher a little bit less than ideal, but getting in there, getting a nice split, and then you know what's coming. They're farming gunboat energy, and here come the critters. Just using critters and shocks to get that far left engine room. Like so much GBE required to do that. They didn't quite get it, but then they also have barrage. I don't have barrage, so not really an option, and it really sucks when you drop all your gunboat energy and you end up with like a sliver of health because you don't have any more GBE for critters, and you can't. So artillery might be the answer for that, but that's going to be all for today. Super duper quick, super duper review. Just trying to show you guys a couple different hits, a couple different defenses, and a couple different bases. Also doing that little brag that I'm in 22, because I'm rarely in 22. I usually park at 21, but things have been going fairly well, so I figured might as well. Now, Quick note, I am in the task force join at own risk, and I am I am Canadian number 10 in the task force, though. I am down at number 14, and that's how you know you're in a beast task force. So Policino 95, me and him chilling at 22. Zen Buddha, also from Canada, lots and lots of beastly players being led up by Skywalker, who is Luke. You probably have seen me use his base many, many times in the past, but just absolute beasts. Like, there are how many people in Diamond? 33 people in Diamond in this task force. So just ridiculously silly. That is all for me, though. I shall talk to you soon, probably next week. I'm going to try to sneak something in, but if not, have a fantastic week. Have an amazing end of the warship season, and I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.